Mr. President.
Please be seated. His Excellency Major General Retired Georgi Kondraty, President of the Republic of Fiji, the Vice Chancellor and President of the USP, Professor Rajesh Chandra, His Excellency Mr. John Feeks, the Australia High Commissioner to Fiji, Honourable Ministers, the Pro-Chancellor and Chair of USP Council, Mr. Winston Thompson, Excellencies and members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of regional and international organisations, senior Fiji government officials, members of the University Council, Senate, Executive Committee and Finance and Investments Committee, members of the USP senior management team, staff and students of the university, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all and a very warm welcome to this milestone event in the history of the University of the South Pacific. My name is Professor Richard Cole. I'm the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Learning, Teaching and Student Services, and I'll be your MC today. To begin proceedings, I'd like to call upon the Vice Chancellor and President of the University, Professor Rajesh Chandra, to deliver his address. Professor Chandra.
His Excellency Major General Georgi Kondraty, the President of the Republic of Fiji and Chancellor of the University of the South Pacific, the Pro-Chancellor and Chair of Council, Mr. Winston Thompson, Minister for Education and Training of the Republic of Vanuatu, Honorable Jean-Pierre Nirua, Minister for Education, Youth and Sports, Government of Kiribati, Honorable David Collins, the Associate Minister for Education, Government of Samoa, Honorable Alaisa Moananu, the Australian High Commissioner to Fiji, His Excellency John Feeks, members of the University Council, Senate, Executive Committee, Finance and Investments Committee, Excellencies and members of the Diplomatic Corps, heads or representatives of regional and international organizations, senior Fijian government officials, members of the USP senior management team, staff, and students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Nisambula Minaka, and a very good morning to all of you. And what a good morning it is, with Fiji Sevens giving us such a magnificent gift for the launch of our 50th anniversary. Fijian and Pacific magic and mastery of sevens rugby was on full display in Hamilton. What an inspiration for all of us in the Pacific to strive for the best and to do that with great confidence. It is an honor and a privilege for us to have His Excellency, the President of Fiji, Georgi Kondraty, our current Chancellor, as our chief guest to launch USP's year-long 50th anniversary celebrations. We extend a very special welcome to you, sir. Your presence this morning has made this event very, very much more meaningful, as Fiji has been at the forefront of the development of USP. I also extend very special welcome to our ministers from Kiribati, Samoa, and Vanuatu. Honorable ministers, your presence this morning, traveling to Fiji, testifies to your strong support and the strength of the regional nature of USP. I'm also very pleased to extend our special welcome and express our gratitude to the Australian High Commissioner, Mr. John Fix, to this very important occasion. Australia, like New Zealand, has been one of our core contributors to the university's finances from the establishment of the university. And both of these countries have contributed significantly to USP's development to what USP is today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you all very warmly to this event. To be the Vice Chancellor in the 50th year of USP is a great privilege. As both a former student, having spent a large part of my career working at this university and having had the honor and privilege of leading the university for a decade now as Vice Chancellor, I've been part of the ups and downs and can truly see the transformation that has taken place to USP from its very humble beginnings. I have been privileged to have been an active contributor, along with many others, in a great number of initiatives that have led to USP becoming the premier university for our region. I thank all the staff at all levels who have contributed to this development. The university could not have come this far and achieved so much without the assistance and goodwill of our major stakeholders. And I'd like to express our gratitude especially to our member countries and development partners, and identify Australia and New Zealand in particular, who have supported us through thick and thin and contributed so much to what we are today. The government of Fiji, as well as other member governments, together with Australia and New Zealand, have stood by the university throughout the last half century, providing funding on an assured basis, assisting with land and infrastructure, and supporting our governance and management practices that has enabled the university to increase its footprint in all our member countries, educate over 50,000 graduates, promote regional cooperation and integration, and achieve excellence. USP has also been supported by other nations that are not members of USP, that are interested in Pacific Island development, that acknowledge the positive contributions that the university makes to the Pacific in general, and therefore are willing to commit to supporting USP. The significance and the depth of this cooperation, which brings over $50 million annually to USP, reflects the way in which USP is viewed as a reliable deliverer of sustainable development solutions for the Pacific region. The Australian government, as I've said, has been a long-term partner. It has funded a number of buildings at the university, including the Faculty of Business and Economics. It funded the library, the Australia Pacific Lecture Theatre, where we are standing, and ongoing projects in climate adaptation and climate change. New Zealand government has supported the university from the beginning by leaving valuable assets, buildings, etc. And it continued to provide support to the core budget. It supported the construction of student accommodation, and it was instrumental in the development of USP Net. And we are very pleased indeed that as part of its 50th anniversary gift, it is funding the total re-engineering of USP Net so that the university has a 21st century learning network for our region. Australia and New Zealand in more recent times have supported the two strategic plans, the first one for 2010 to 12, and the current one, 2013 to 18, through long-term partnerships that give assurance to the university for funding. And I want to acknowledge the university's gratitude for that. The European Union has contributed to USP's development through many projects over many decades. In particular, its recent partnerships have involved climate change and good governance. Our specific activity where it has made a major difference to us is the support by the EU of the Global Change CGCA project that enables the implementation of climate change, adaptation, and enhancing community resilience in the Pacific region. The United Kingdom has also supported USP. It was, of course, one of the commissioning countries that began the university. It built the Faculty of Arts, Law, and Education, the Chancellery Building, and some student accommodation. As part of this continuing support, UK agreed to a 10-year manpower assistance and staff development project in 1989, which helped the university ensure that there were qualified Pacific Islanders who could contribute to the university's increasing regionalization of posts. In more recent times, Japan has been one of those non-member nations that has assisted us with the construction of the Marine Studies Laucala campus, the construction of the Japan Pacific ICT Center, and later the completion of the Japan Pacific ICT Multipurpose Theater. And we are currently in negotiation with it to finance the replacement of the central hub for USPNet. We've developed partnerships with the World Bank and ADB, and I want to acknowledge in particular ADB's willingness to provide a soft loan that has allowed the construction of the campus in Kiribati and will allow the construction of the campus in Solomon Islands. Similarly, the Republic of Korea has supported the university through the SEED program and the renewable energy resource assessment and capacity building that has made it possible for USP to undertake comprehensive renewable energy capacity building. In 2012, the People's Republic of China assisted us with the Confucius Institute at the Laucala campus, and some of the branches have been established in other member countries. The United States also has provided the university with crucial support in terms of capacity and research-related deliverables to assist the Pacific. The government of France similarly supported the university in areas of research, language, marine biodiversity, environment, art and culture, and sustainable development, climate change, and renewable energy. Canada assisted the university by constructing, and most people don't know that, the Faculty of Science, Technology, and Environment was a donation from the government of Canada, for which the then Prime Minister visited to open. The government of India has also been assisting us initially with a $1 million grant to create the Pacific Information Superhighway. This extended USP's information and communication technologies and led the way to the possibility of seeking soft loans from the ADB. And in more recent times, the government of India is providing financial assistance for the teaching of Hindi language at USP. Ladies and gentlemen, with the support of member governments, and I keep on emphasizing the role of member governments because they own the university, development partners, and other stakeholders, USP today has seen a huge increase in enrollments to about 30,000 studying in 2017, and we expect that to be higher in this, our 50th anniversary year. The services provided to the students are supported by a very ambitious capital works agenda. In fact, in 2018, we will see the university in the midst of the largest capital expenditure program in its history, without placing a burden on member countries. USP prides itself on being at the cutting edge of utilizing information and communication technologies and innovation in the delivery of learning throughout the Pacific. From last year, we have been providing full-time students with tablet computers, and from this year, we are capturing, from last year too, we began capturing our lectures so that we go on to a mobile learning platform and our students anywhere in the region can do the courses they would like to do without having to come to this campus or any other campus of the university. Just as USP has become the premier provider of higher education in the region, it has taken an increasingly larger role as a member of the Council of the Regional Organizations of the Pacific CROP, working with all the other members and making its contribution in its respective areas. And we lead the Pacific ICT Working Group to enhance ICT development in the Pacific, and we also lead the CROP Human Resources Development Working Group. The 50th anniversary year seeks to recognize individuals together with the partners who have supported us along what has been a wonderful journey of development for the Pacific. But importantly also, 2018, our 50th year anniversary, allows us to use the learnings and the relationships that we have established in the first 50 years so we can perform even better. We can deliver more to our region in the future. Towards the end of this year, the university will release the new strategic plan for the next cycle of development. USP is confident that the next 50 years will be even more exciting than the last one, and that USP will go on from being an excellent university to a great university. We trust that all of you will be part of this USP's continuing journey of achievement and service to our region. Vinaka Bakalebu, and thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now have the pleasure to call upon our Chief Guest, His Excellency the President of Fiji and Chancellor of the University, to deliver his address. Your Excellency.
The Pro-Chancellor and Chair of USP Council, Mr. Winston Thompson. Honorable Ministers, Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Rajesh Chandra, His Excellency, Sir John Fix, Australian High Commissioner to Fiji, Excellencies, Heads of Missions and members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the regional and international organizations, members of the University Council, the Senate, Executive Committee, and Finance and Investment Committees, senior Fijian government officials, members of the USP senior management team, staff, students, and alumni of the university, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Nisambul Vinaka, Kia orana, Iakwe, Kamnabane Nimori, Omoyaran, Pakalofatu, Maloni Kalofa. Hello, Malolele, and good morning. I'm deeply honored and very happy to be here today, not only as the President of Fiji, but also as the Chancellor of the University of the South Pacific, to launch the 50th anniversary celebrations of a premier and distinguished regional institution of learning. When the Fijian government first considered the possibility of establishing a regional university based in Fiji in the mid-1960s, I'm sure that no one realized that it would grow to become the center for learning excellence that it is today. The first classes commenced here on this very campus and on this very date, the 5th of February 1968, exactly 50 years ago to the day. The past 50 years have been a period of tremendous change for USP and all of Fiji. And our young people today enjoy more opportunity, education than ever before in our history. And USP has been a steadfast partner to the Fijian government in widening the reach of the Fijian education system and fielding a more competitive and talented Fijian workforce. The generation of young Fijians entering USP today, among many in recent years who have benefited from the government's free education initiative, free textbooks, and subsidized transportation to schools. And now that they have gone on to university, they also have access to a wide range of merit-based scholarships and the affordable tertiary education loan scheme, or TELS. I was very proud to see that both of those programs have received record levels of funding in the latest national budget, and that the TELS program has been revamped in a number of ways to give students more options on how they pursue higher education. USP students can even take the next step and start their own businesses through the government's Young Entrepreneurship Scheme, which provides immediate assistance in the form of grants to young and budding entrepreneurs who have innovative and bankable ideas or projects which financial institutions are not willing to support due to lack of collateral. Successful young aspiring entrepreneurs are then provided business training and mentorship to enable them to operate financially viable businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, when celebrating this major milestone for USP, I believe it is important to look back on the legacy of this institution, a legacy of leadership, legacy of Pacific cooperation and educational achievement. In the early years of the university, the Fijian Auditor General provided oversight of USP's finances, which greatly alleviated the need for the university to engage costly external services. The government of Fiji also appreciated the need for the university to be autonomous, and it was therefore granted visas and work permits to allow overseas academics to assist with the growth of the university. These initiatives, which were over and above the usual levels of commitment seen in other similar nations, show the willingness of the Fijian government to assist the growth of the university and contributed greatly to the rapid expansion of USP. The other Pacific Island nations also saw the benefits of a regional university that could combine the resources of each to provide quality education to their communities. In a sense, USP was one of the earliest experiments in regional cooperation. The founders of the university wanted education to be accessible to all parts of the Pacific Island nations. This gave rise to the establishment of the university extension and the provision of extension services, or what we would today call distance or flexible learning services, that later developed into the opening of centers of education, then finally fully fledged campuses. In 1970, the Tuvalu Center was established, and in 1971, Solomon Islands, Tonga, and Kiribati joined the fold. In 1971, the first 49 students graduated from USP, and they will forever be remembered as the pioneer USP alumni. In 1972, New Air opened its center, and more importantly, USP hosted the South Pacific Leaders Forum. This began a lasting tradition of the university supporting and contributing to the design of regional policies for development. Extension services were established in the Cook Islands in 1973. The Samoa campus, which was to become the agricultural campus of USP, was opened in 1976. Steady growth of the university continued throughout the 1980s with the creation of a Pacific Languages Unit in Vanuatu in 1983, a center in Tokelau in 1984, and then the opening of the Nauru Center in 1986. The last of our current campuses opened its doors in 1991 when the Marshall Islands became the 12th member nation of USP. Thus, in less than 25 years, USP has grown from humble beginnings at the Laucala Bay campus here in Fiji to providing quality education services that span the region. In each of the member nations, USP's footprint has contributed to significant widening of access to higher education and through its aspirational opportunities for development that had never existed before. In addition, it created strong partnerships with member countries that helped lift the quality of education. Over the years, many organizations and corporations have endeavored to be truly regionally Pacific in nature. However, few have been able to stand the test of time. The Pacific is a group of nations bound together by a common connection to the sea. We differ in so many ways and our cultures are all unique, but we are united through friendship and a common spirit. The university has prospered through an understanding that all the cultures of our member nations needed to be recognized and nurtured, and that countries gained greater total benefits from collaboration and partnerships that overcame their smallness and isolation. This provided the initial basis for these countries to come together, building on unity from our diversity. The university's thoughtful attention to the needs of all member countries ensures that all member countries have renamed or remain staunch supporters of the university. This strong sense of ownership, unwavering financial support, and the university's growing reputation and success in its regional work has led the University of South Pacific being widely recognized as the best example of regional cooperation. The university has trained the majority of Pacific Island leaders, and its alumni are heads of state, senior government officials, and leaders of industry throughout the Pacific and beyond. These leaders, many of whom lived and studied together during their time at USP, were exposed to an environment of understanding and networks based on friendship. The countries today, or this continues today, as they maintain relationships formed here at USP to the benefit of the organizations and the nations they now represent. In addition to the opening of new campuses, there have been many other milestones throughout the journey. USP is at the forefront in the use of information and communications technology, particularly in the area of delivering flexible learning across the region. In 1974, the first satellite link was established with a campus on Solomon Islands, and this was followed by the creation of a USP satellite network called USP Net to service all established campuses then in 1979. In 1986, the USP Net link between the Laucala campus and Kiribati was established. Since its establishment, USP.net is widely recognized around the world as one of the most innovative and impactful learning networks that closely binds students and campuses and centers spread over an area of about 33 million square kilometers of the Pacific Ocean. There has been a determined effort to ensure that Pacific students can benefit from the digital revolution that has been sweeping the world. By 2012, online and blended mode delivery of courses were in place, which allowed students throughout the region to be able to access lectures and learning material with ease. Among the most recent examples of this effort is the successful rollout of lecture capture system in the first semester of last year. The system, one of the largest in the Pacific, gives students access to video and audio recordings of their lectures and other teaching activities, providing a complete flexible learning experience. With the support of the New Zealand government, USP will completely upgrade its USP.net by the end of this year, which will be yet another important achievement as part of the 50th anniversary celebrations. As a premier provider of tertiary and vocational education in the region, USP has led the way in championing the need for good governance and excellence in management practices. Furthermore, it has always strived for teaching excellence and been willing to explore the use of new teaching methods. USP has been a strong advocate for the preservation and development of Pacific arts and culture. The Pacific collection in the Laucala campus library is the largest collection of books, documents, videos, and audio recordings relating to the Pacific way of life in the world. Over the past half a century, the university has implemented initiatives that have supported practitioners across all forms of artistic expression. The first artist in residence was appointed by USP in 1972. Aloy Pilioko, a multimedia artist, started a long history by the university of supporting Pacific artists. By 1992, Council had decided to establish an arts and culture program at the university and contributed to the collection Te Rau Maire, which was launched at the Festival of Arts in the Cook Islands. As part of its commitment to the Pacific art and culture, the university created the Oceania Center of Arts and Culture, now known as the Oceania Center of Arts, Culture, and Pacific Studies. In 1999, USP hosted the 8th conference of the South Pacific Association for Commonwealth Literature and Language, signaling USP's increasing international profile. Ladies and gentlemen, the new millennium heralded the formation of the Oceania Dance Theatre, with the late Alan Arlo as its choreographer. Pacifica Voices, based at the Oceania Center for Arts, Culture, and Pacific Studies, secured the official contract of providing a choir for the soundtrack of the much anticipated Hollywood Disney animation Moana in 2015. USP continues to be a driving force across the Pacific in the development of contemporary artists in all mediums, and many of the activities associated with the 50th anniversary will showcase their talents. The university has also exhibited enormous success in the areas of research and innovation with a total of 5 patents. In 2016, it was for an eye cane for the blind and visually impaired. The eye cane is an intelligent mobility device which can easily identify obstacles in their way or alert them when there is a bend or change in ground level. And again, in 2016, for a wave solar energy harvesting device, which is a portable unit that provides low-cost wave solar generation of power for Pacific Island states. In 2017, a patent was registered for a Braille eye slate, which is a low-cost solution to teach Braille language to visibly impaired children through the use of audible aids and a soft key press. 2 more patents were awarded in 2017, including the Aromatic Network for Power Distribution System and the GSM-based Early Warning and Monitoring System. It is pleasing to note that the university and its students are making remarkable contributions to addressing real issues faced by the people of the Pacific. Other innovative initiatives undertaken by the USP includes a solar photovoltaic system, which was commissioned in December 2010 to power lighting in the student study areas and provide charging facilities for laptops and mobile phones. Today in Fiji, our tourism industry realizes the growing potential of the Chinese market. And USP showed great foresight in 2012 when it opened the Confucius Institute and began delivering programs that promote Chinese language and culture. Research has always been at the forefront of the university's endeavors, and there are currently over 50 continuing research programs being undertaken by USP across all faculties and campuses in the Pacific. Research is vital to the development of the region, and past projects have led to significant influence in the development of public policy and the growth of new industries. In 2012, USP launched its first ever electronic research repository in an effort to enhance its research activities and to disseminate information live over the internet. This digital archive, which has over 1,000 research and scholarly outputs, has given USP an edge in promoting the work of the university. USP also won a major international shipping industry award in recognition of the work of the Sustainable Sea Transport Research Program. The research program highlighted opportunities for wind ships as a means of creating greater resilience in small island communities. As can be seen, USP has spent 50 years focused on delivering teaching excellence through the use of leading-edge technology combined with world-class research, and has delivered not only academic outcomes of the highest quality, but also featured prominently preservation and promotion of Pacific arts and culture. Both through the provision of funding and access to land upon which the university is founded, the people of Fiji have continued to provide for USP in a very tangible way. And in return, the university has made significant contributions back to Fiji. In addition to the education services provided to the Fijian community, the regional and international standing of Fiji has been enhanced through USP's commitment to excellence in academic rigor. However, in looking back, we should also look forward to meet the challenges of the 21st century, not only in developing new technologies and research, but also developing curricula which meet the needs of growing economies in the Pacific. In order to grow, we need to be able to predict and plan for the new skills we need in 20 years' time. For instance, as we do not yet have the available skills matching the needs of the economy. We need the graduates of the university to be thought and action leaders, to put to good use their analytical abilities honed in the robust environment of academia, which takes nothing as read. Ladies and gentlemen, as Fiji's President, current Chancellor USP, I take great pleasure on behalf of all the regional member states to officially launch the calendar of events which will mark the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the University of the South Pacific. And of course, look ahead with great optimism to what the next 50 years hold for this institution. May Almighty God continue to bless USP and all its regional member states. Nawalevu, Meitaki, Kamu, Koraba, Tobuako, Tekauilahi, Pakavitai, Tangio, Malo, and thank you too much.
Thank you, Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, now that the 50th anniversary has been officially launched, we would like to recognise one of our partners who has been with us throughout this journey. The Vice-Chancellor in his address spoke of the contribution the Australian Government has made to USP, and I'm therefore pleased to introduce His Excellency Mr. John Feeks, the Australia High Commissioner to Fiji. Mr. Feeks.
His Excellency Major General Gyoji Konusi Konrate, President of the Republic of Fiji, Vice-Chancellor and President of USP, Professor Rajas Chandra, His Excellency Winston Thompson, Pro-Chancellor and Chair of the 50th Anniversary Committee, Honourable Ministers from Vanuatu, Samoa and Kiribati, fellow 50th Anniversary Steering Committee members, members of the Diplomatic Corps, heads of international and regional organisations, staff, faculty and students, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure this morning to introduce a video prepared for the occasion by the Australian Minister for Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Julie Bishop. Thank you.
Mr. President, Ministers, friends of the University of South Pacific, I send my warmest wishes to you today on the launch of the 50th anniversary celebrations for the University of South Pacific. I congratulate the university, the staff and the graduates past and present, and the owners, the 12 Pacific member countries, on this outstanding example of regional cooperation. Australia has been there from the beginning, and we support this university and value our partnership. One way we could more closely engage is through the Australian Government's New Colombo Plan, where we support Australian undergraduates to live and study overseas, and I hope to see more Australian undergraduates studying at the University of South Pacific. This university enables and inspires Pacific Islanders to reach their full potential, and it has made a vital contribution to the economic and social development of this most dynamic region. I trust that today's events mark the beginning of a wonderful time of celebrations to recognise the contribution that the University of South Pacific has made to our region. Mr. President, Ministers, friends of the University of South Pacific, I send my warmest wishes to you today on the launch of the 50th anniversary celebrations for the University of South Pacific. I congratulate the
Ladies and gentlemen, as had been indicated earlier, in 1997 a time capsule was laid at the commencement of the construction of this building, and that will now be open. This capsule is located just through the door to my right. However, because space is very limited, I'll ask that you'll remain in your seats so that only the official party, consisting of the President of Fiji, the Vice-Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor and the Australia High Commissioner and the media move through to the time capsule. You will be able to see the opening on the screen in front of you. So if the official party could please go to the opening of the capsule.
I'm sure you know you'd like to take a photo.
This would be an handbook. Again, this is the handbook for 1997 the School of Humanities, which is the predecessor of Mali. And this is university extension that you spoke about. Because they were all 1997 because of the event.
Your Excellency, distinguished guests, as we have witnessed, the elements took its toll on the documents that were in the time capsule. The university will use its document recovery methods to try and salvage as much as we can. And of course, this is a lesson for us in terms of the new time capsule that we intend to put in. As it happens, we do have on file the letter that was written and put in the time capsule, and with your indulgence, I'd like to read that. 1997 time capsules, capsule covering letter. This time capsule marks the visit to the University of the South Pacific by the Minister for Foreign Affairs of Australia, Honorable Alexander Downer, on 20th August 1997 for the commencement of a major building project funded by the Australian government and due for completion in 1998. This lecture theatre complex, which is of course the building that we are at, includes 3 large lecture theatres, tutorial rooms, and a provision for 100 student computer places, as well as other support services that is being built with Australian government funding amounting to about $4.5 million. This time capsule is to be opened on the occasion of the university's 50th anniversary in 2018.
I'd now like to call on the Pro-Chancellor, Chair of USP Council, who is also the Chair of the University 50th Anniversary Steering Committee, to give some remarks. Pro-Chancellor.
Your Excellency, the President of Fiji and Chancellor of the University of the South Pacific, Honourable Ministers, Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, students. As we come to the close of our formalities this morning, it is my pleasant duty to thank His Excellency for sparing us the time and doing us the honour of opening this important milestone in the annals of the University of the South Pacific. This milestone represents a stage in the development of this university and our region that will never be repeated. So it is appropriate that the President of Fiji, which is the host of this university, should be doing the honors in this 50th anniversary year. So on behalf of the Council, on behalf of the Vice-Chancellor and the university community, I'd like to express our deep appreciation for you joining us today for this occasion. I'd also like to thank all of you who have come here and those who may be online watching this event. And thank you for being present at this momentous time in the history of the University of the South Pacific. I'd like to close by thanking those who have put in a lot of time to make this event possible. The University Vice-Chancellor, the project manager and his team, and all those in the university who have, in whatever way, made a contribution. Thank you to you all. And I thank you and invite you for refreshments to end the occasion this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formal part of the ceremony. As the Vice-Chancellor mentioned, there is refreshments provided, so you're welcome to join us for that. Thank you very much.